Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds?
That's right. We're back. It's What's the Odds with Steve Radazizi, joined by Brendan and Lucan as always. And we have a very special episode. Steve, you're wearing sunglasses. Why? Because it's the cool Hollywood Oscars episode where we pick what movies, we tell you which movies are going to win the Academy Awards on Sunday. And we do it based on a system that's not scientific whatsoever. It's mostly gut. We use the inside politics that we know about the Hollywood business, what they like, what they don't like. And for the most part, we just kind of randomly select things that we think by the names, which are the coolest names out there. But we get a lot right. I feel like we've gotten a lot right. This used to be much more competitive. I feel like we've gotten at points in our lives where we get to see less of these movies. Like, how many Academy Award nominees are there for Best Picture now? 40?
There's 10 this
It's
year,
big.
but they've expanded it, haven't they? Like over the years, sometimes they have 15.
I don't know. I thought it was like,
Basically
I
just
thought it was
choose all
always
the
five.
movies. No,
But I
it's
thought it was
10
like
now.
and now it's like they pumped it up to 10.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I might be wrong, but I think there's like they have to have certain number of certain films in there. Like I think they have to have an animated movie in there. They have to have.
I
I
don't
mean, I think there's
think they
no.
do this year.
I feel like that was
No,
a rule
I
that was
haven't
put in when they
seen any of
expanded it.
these. But Honora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. I don't think any of those are animated.
Hold on, I'm pulling them up.
Because
Those
I
aren't
think
animated.
they
Yeah.
created the
Okay.
animated category to kind of give
Yep.
animated films some love. But I thought, weren't they, maybe they were just talking about it. I thought they were going to have like a category about like nominating like a sub best picture that did well at the box office, like a box office
Yeah.
category.
They've been
I don't,
talking about it, but I guess they haven't implemented it yet. I mean,
yeah.
that's really what people want to see. I mean, again, out of these 10 movies, I'm looking at, I've seen, hold on. Oh, this is not the list I wanted. The Brutalist is 7 hours long, right?
Yeah.
That's too long. No one has that time to watch the movie. Like, again, we got to get back to like reality here. Oh, Amelia Perez. I watched that one.
What'd you think?
I mean, look, I understand that you created a really different type of, you jammed a lot of different things together. At one point, all it was another movie I've seen. I was like, oh, this is the same thing as this other movie I've seen. But the musical idea, it's a lot to get down people's throats. It's a lot to stomach. People were good. The performances were good, but like a drug lord wants to transition because they want out of the life, and this person's going to help them do it. And all of a sudden, we're breaking into song. It's like, give me a break, dude. Like, and none of this is like none of this is real. I get everything. It's the movies. It's not supposed to be real. So, but what I'm saying is, box office, like people. This is a broad spectrum of people. This movie brought in a lot of people. That movie did not. Who's presenting? Oh God, where are the fucking Academy? Where's the list? Oh, Conan's hosting.
Yeah. Conan's
How do
hosting.
you think that's gonna go?
I think it's going to be great. He's the right guy to do it.
Um, yeah, I'm sure he'll be great.
Have you guys
Who's
seen the
I?
NFL? Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, who did it last year? Was it Amy Schumer?
No.
I think she did.
It wasn't Kimmel.
Oh, it might have been Kimmel.
I think it was Kimmel.
Well, Conan's
Yeah,
going
it
to be
was.
great.
It was.
Oh, it
Conan's
was
perfect
Kimmel
for this
last year.
stuff.
Okay.
Didn't the lead in
Yeah.
Amelia Perez get in trouble for old tweets or something?
Well, that's the other
Yeah.
thing now. It's
And then
like
she doubled
we're,
down.
we're supporting this movie. Everyone's supposed to like you're an asshole if you don't like this movie, and then all of a sudden, wait a minute, stop! You're not supposed. Wait, we don't want you to like the lead person because of what she said. Wait, the one the movie Amelia Perez, the one the whole movie's about. Yes, you have to champion the movie, but you've got to leave her out of it because she didn't like what you. She didn't like. She said
Yeah.
something you didn't like. So now all of a sudden, now we have to like the movie, but not like her, and we have to shit on her, but also not. But doing it at the time where we also love the movie. It's very strange, dude. We have to walk a lot of tightropes. I'm trying to find the fucking best goddamn picture.
It's just go to
I
oscars.org/Oscars/ceremony
no,
slash
I'm not
2025.
doing
They're all
that.
right
I'm
there.
not doing that. I'm not doing
I
that.
got the
I
odds
want
right
Or
here.
just Google
best.
Oscar
I got it. I
nominations.
got it.
It's
I
the
got it. I got
it's
it. I
the
got it.
first fucking thing that comes up.
All right. I'm going to tell you movie by movie if I've seen them and why I did not or did see them.
Okay.
Anora. I don't know what it is or I did not see that movie. Anora. I'm sure it's about a brilliant woman who has done something remarkable or overcome some sort of strife where in her life she has made the world a better place just by being in it.
Okay, here's the
What?
two-line description. A young woman from
Right.
Brooklyn gets her chance at a Cinderella story when she meets and marries the son of an oligarch. Once the news reaches Russia, her fairy tale is threatened as the parents set out of New York to get the marriage annulled.
Romeo and Juliet.
It's 93% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, of course it is. People are going to come all over these movies.
And it's listed as a comedy romance.
It probably didn't
Comedies
make $93
typically
at the box office. Was it in a movie theater or was it in a was I
it
supposed
was
to see this in a
definitely
theater
in
or
theaters
streaming?
around here. Box
Um,
I
office.
mean, it made 38 million.
Yeah, look at
38
that.
million. Okay, that's probably fine. I don't know
And
how
it
much
was
it
made
cost
for
to make.
six million. I mean, what are we
That's a
talking
win.
about? That's a win.
That's a great win for them.
Hmm.
And maybe next time they'll make one that everybody sees. Let's
Then
go to the
maybe
Brutalist. The Brutalist. That's with oh, I know that. Well, I don't know what it's about, but I know Adrian Brody's in it, and I know it's 3 hours and 45 minutes long.
it's
Um,
also 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's let's see.
Let me read it.
Go
it's a
ahead.
period piece
It-
about a
yeah.
man who is struggling in life and just keeps getting shit on, but eventually finds his way uh, winning in life to the middle and dying a brutal death. The Brutalist. Go.
You're not that far off.
I mean, hello.
Escaping post-war Europe, visionary architect Laszlo Toth arrives in
Yep.
America to rebuild his life, his work, and his marriage to his wife, Erzsébet, after being forced apart during wartime by shifting borders and regimes. On his way, on his own in a strange new country, Laszlo settles in Pennsylvania, where the wealthy and prominent industrialist Harrison Lee Van Buren recognizes his talent for building. But power and legacy come at a heavy cost.
Dude, this movie sounds terrible. And I'm sure it's great if you've
It's
got
also at
all the time in the
93%
world.
on Rotten Tomatoes, and it also made 37 million.
If I was paralyzed, this would be one of
I
the
mean,
first
you
movies I would
I mean, that
watch.
description, he fled the Holocaust and now he's upset that his job in Pennsylvania is difficult. It could have been
Isn't
worse, dude.
Yep.
You could have been the pianist.
You know what happened when you stuck around in the Holocaust, right? Yeah,
Well, he's already done that movie.
he's
of
always
course he
playing
has.
Holocaust survivors and
He's got that
refugees.
big nose, dude. He's got that big,
So
prominent
that means
nose.
he's probably winning the Oscar.
Um, we'll
He's
get to that.
nominated
He's
for
up for
Best
lead.
Actor, but yeah,
Yeah, he's won a lot of them.
The,
But
the odds are in his favor.
I
yeah.
mean, it's a Holocaust movie. So Adrian Brody and Holocaust movies, that's Oscars.
Well, let's not. Well, let's move. Let's hold.
All right,
Yep.
all right, all right, all right.
But a strong contender to Holocaust. I see your Holocaust survivor movie, and I raise you a Hollywood um uh, uh heartthrob who took 5 years to become another Hollywood legend in a biopic movie. And I present you a complete unknown. That movie I saw. That movie I enjoyed. Chalamet was fantastic.
Did you like it
Um,
more than because it's from the same people that did Walk the Line, right? Did
yeah,
you
I
like it
guess so.
more or less or
Yeah.
about the same?
Um, I mean, I like Walk the Line a little bit more just because I feel like I kind of knew a little more about Johnny Cash than I do Bob Dylan.
Well, the
Um,
movie's called A Complete Unknown.
Nailed it. And so, yeah, it was good. I mean, all the performances were fantastic. I don't know historically if it was exactly accurate, but again, who gives a fuck? I mean, I'm not really
Yeah.
one for that kind of business. So, to me, strong, strong contender, and Chalamet is a strong contender, as is Edward Norton, who was brilliant as Seeger. So, I knew that one. That one, and like again, that might be the one that's like people saw it and it was great.
Hmm.
So, we move next to Conclave, which I think is interesting because we are in the midst of probably a situation over the next, who knows, um, from being in the situation where we had to pick another pope because the popes might die soon. So I watched this actually last week on my way back from Denver on the plane. And again, another interesting movie. Like it's kind of interesting whether you are Catholic or not, how they pick a pope is kind of a weird, unique sort of process. So getting to watch it and then also they put a good story behind as to which direction the church can go in and blah blah blah. Performances were good. You got John Lithgow. You got the Italian guy that goes over to Italy. What's his name?
Stanley Tucci.
Stanley Tucci's. And there's a couple of really good guys in it. The guy that keeps it together. You know who he is.
The guy who keeps together.
Like the main priest that like, hold on, guys, we got to really think about this.
Ray Fiennes.
Rafe, yep. Rafe Fiennes, yep.
Is it Fiends or
He,
Fines?
I call it Fiennes.
Fines.
I never know.
Yeah, I think it's fines.
Fiennes.
I watched 4.5
Fiend.
minutes of it and couldn't get through it. We also had a screaming baby, so
Yeah,
we were
dude.
just like,
It's not.
do we want to watch a movie about a new pope or do we want to try to go to bed? So bed
Yeah.
won. But I am curious, what did your brother think? Has he seen this film and is this like
Oh, good
is this
question.
like the greatest thing that
I,
he's ever seen?
I haven't asked him. I asked my mom. She liked it, but she also is like, I don't know if it's like exactly the way it goes down. I didn't get a chance to. I should ask my brother if like this is exactly the way it goes down as far as. But I know like the whole voting thing, the way they take the vote and they put the
Hmm.
thing in. If there's black smoke that comes out, they don't have a decision. When they put up the white smoke, it means they have a decision. So they follow all those rules. But I guess like the inner workings. I mean, if you look at it, there's like 230 of them, and only probably only one of them is going to be the Pope. So there's like four or five. It's almost like a convention where a political convention where there's like three or four or five people that are probably the front runners, and now you got to straw poll this thing down into like what it is, like who's the right person for the job.
Hmm.
Blah blah blah. It was interesting. I mean, and the performances were great, but
Kind
it's
of
not like
reminds
one where
me,
you're like,
but it's like it's a serious film, right? It's very
yeah.
dry and serious.
Oh no,
So
no, they
there was
there's
a
no music. Yeah,
movie
there's no music in it.
years ago, maybe hopefully you saw it. If you hadn't, go see it. But The Death of Stalin.
No.
It's kind of like that Stalin dies, and then it's all these like oligarchs in the room kind of figuring out, well, who should take over and do we tell people? And it's Steve Buscemi and a few other people are like it's hilarious. It's so funny. It's
Hilarious.
I mean it's a comedy, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
it's a phenomenal film, The Death of Stalin.
Look, dude, if these popes and these cardinals started singing and having like if they did the Amelia Perez thing in the middle, it would be fucking awesome, and I would have laughed my ass off, and it could have worked. Uh, so
This was also everything's 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, by the way.
is that the magic number to get
I
into
guess
the?
it is, and it made
Yeah,
98.8 million at the box office.
which I'm
A
sure is
Complete
pretty good for
Unknown made
that.
110. I mean, 98
Yeah,
million for a movie about the Pope that's completely serious seems pretty solid.
but it came out in movie theaters. It came out during Christmas. I think, am I right? Christmas time, I think it got released. So it was like, it had like a little bit of like a, hey, we'll go to the movies and see a good movie. But it came out wide.
Yeah.
Also, this was the biggest movie, I think. Well, no, this is not the biggest. Dune Part Two,
Well, it's the biggest budget for sure. 190
um,
million.
or Wicked.
Uh,
I mean, how much green paint?
no, it
It's
was
one of the,
more.
which one?
190 million versus 145 for Wicked.
Oh, okay. So this is the biggest budget movie in the in
Biggest
the in
budget
the
movie of the
mix.
year.
Dune Part
92% on Rotten
Two,
Tomatoes.
92. I honestly, I didn't see this one, and I didn't see the first one. Um,
Can I
I know
say
I'm missing out, I guess. What am I
I
missing out on?
okay, so I failed to watch the first one. It took me 4 tries. I fell asleep 3 times watching because it's another super long movie. And then there's parts where it's like Hans Zimmer's music's so good it lulls you to sleep. And then you're in the desert and it's like you just feel warm and you're out. So it took me
Yep.
4 times, but I'm glad I stuck with it and kept trying because the fourth time I watched it, I really enjoyed the first one. And then this one is just kind of a continuation. It wasn't like Gladiator 2 where you're like, okay, this is still going to be like fun to watch, but obviously it's not going to be as great. I felt like it was as good as the first one, and I think they're making a third one. Um,
Well, I mean,
I
yeah,
think
if you got
the third
nominated for
one's
Academy
coming
Award and
out.
you made money.
Yeah, it's coming out next year. So I enjoyed it. It's worth watching. You should go back and watch the first one and give it a shot. But yeah, these are long ass movies, and I think it's on
God,
Netflix right now.
I would love to I would like to see the running time for all 10 movies. How long would you have to fucking sit in your life to watch all 10 Academy Award movies? It's got to
Well,
be at
these
least a
these
day.
voters are doing it, hypothetically.
Then we got Amelia Perez. I think we've gone over enough. This was some. I mean, it was unique, it was different, and it was at times unwatchable. And you thought it was a comedy, and I thought it was. I'm like, I can't believe we're doing this right now. This is can't be real.
72% on Rotten Tomatoes.
See now, I don't know if that. I bet you. I would love to see. Do they have a meter of like? I bet you when they came out, it was like 98, 97, 90, and then
Uh,
Homegirl popped off
yeah.
with her mouth, and then it
So
popped down.
it's a 72% audience, 70% Metacritic, but then on Google, the reviews for it, 17% like the film. So that's probably
I mean, think about
Rotten
that.
Tomatoes is all kind of right when it comes out, and now Google are just people reviewing it that are watching it.
That's the best indication of Hollywood.
Yeah,
This is the best. We're nominating this
2.2
this thing as the best of
stars.
our industry, and
Yeah,
only 17% of you liked it.
let me find some 1-star reviews on Google.
We're gonna
Um,
shove something down your fucking throat, whether you like it or not. You don't like transitioning drug lords singing musical? You will.
Here we go. Yeah, there's like 3,400 reviews on Google. But where's a 1-star? This is a movie I have not heard a single positive remark about from any living, breathing, sentient human being, except, of course, from the Hollywood elite, the pretentious, self-congratulatory crowd that hailed it as a masterpiece. Meanwhile, everyone else who actually sat through it had the same reaction. It's terrible.
Selena Gomez is hot, but that's the only thing I will say about that.
Is this bad when
What?
someone starts their review off with, I normally don't write reviews for movies?
I mean, it
And this
lends
get oh,
a
this is very similar to what you were saying. This is
what?
like all these different movies. Have you seen West Side Story, Fiddler on the Roof, My Fair Lady, The Sound of Music, Wizard of Oz? Then you've seen this movie.
Yeah, they all. It was. All, I remember at certain points, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm watching like
The
them go down
pacing
the yellow brick road here.
is abysmal. The lyrics are abysmal. The writing is abysmal. The singing is abysmal. The cinematography, the cadence, the story, the characters, all garbage.
I mean, Brenton, if I told you I wrote a musical, right?
Hmm.
I pitched you this musical, and I just said, hey, and here's like one of the cool songs in it. I want to transition, and then my doctor will say to me, from man to woman or woman to
Wait, they
man, and I
sang
say,
that?
these are the exact.
No.
I promise you on my children's lives. And it's like from man to woman, and then she answers from man to woman. from penis to vagina, from vagina to like they go over, they sing it like you were teaching it to a child.
Doesn't that kind of belittle trans people?
I, bro, I'm telling you right now, I couldn't believe that it was real when I was watching it. I could not believe it that it was a real thing that was not.
I mean, as a short man, I'm happy that there was no singing in Rudy. You know
You
what I
know
mean?
what it
Like
is?
that
It's
just
like
seems like
I feel like it's such a blatant thing to be like, we're going to shove this down your throat. Now again, it made a ton of money. About when Netflix stock is doing
did
great.
it make a ton of money?
Did
Well, it's
it?
on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it made a ton of
Can't
money.
tell.
I don't know. I don't. It's probably not success. It's
Look,
good for the
it's
brand in a sense
plain
that they're up for an Academy Award.
uh it made let's see, in
How do
the
you know what it
Netherlands
made?
it made $101,000, in Norway it made $20,000, Portugal 15. Where's the
Oh, that
total
doesn't
though?
count.
What do you mean
That
that
can't
doesn't
count.
count? That's still box office.
Well, no one. It was basically it was free day one on Netflix. Who the
Okay,
fuck's
the
going to go to the
film,
movie theater to
okay.
go watch it?
Here you go. The film lost around 15 million at the box
Uh,
office on a relatively modest $26 million
yes,
budget. So
very much so.
Netflix likely acquired it for significantly less money than that.
Yeah,
And it's probably
they're not
getting
losing money on it,
thumbs
but
down by most people watching with a Netflix account.
I guarantee you, it's got the lowest Rotten Tomato score of any of these films that were brought up for Academy
Uh,
Award.
That's good.
well,
78%. You said it was at 72. Yeah,
72%, but the
72.
Metacritic was 70%. So even the critics liked it less than the people that were just on Rotten Tomatoes reviewing.
Next up, we have I'm Still Here, which I have literally have no fucking idea who's in it, what's it about. I have no idea. Maria Cabada Bruno and Rodrigo Teixeira producers. I'm still here. Holy
Would you like
shit. This is.
the two sentence summary?
I mean, can I guess first?
Go ahead.
A drama about a married couple where they've gone through hard times, and one of them's just slowly going away adrift, and the other one's just trying to over simplify the situation and be like, hey, we got to work together on this and we have to do this together. I'm still here. Go.
I think
Eunice,
he's not that far
yeah,
off,
you're not
right?
that far off.
I mean,
It's
give me a goddamn break, guys.
you used to live out here and work. You were very much in the
I used
business,
to
so
be
you know
part of
this
this
shit.
industry. Can you tell?
Eunice Paiva begins a lonely battle to learn the truth behind the disappearance of her husband, former PTB deputy Rubens Paiva, while trying to keep her family together.
I'm still here.
So the husband has disappeared. She's searching. It's a drama history film, 2 hours, 15 minute runtime, and it's
That's not bad.
97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Is this
97. I might have to check this out. 2 hours and 15. It's probably one of the shorter ones.
yeah.
Probably one of the shorter ones.
Is this a Brazilian film or is it just it takes place in Brazil?
I mean, I got Rodrigo Teixeira, producer, and Maria Collarda Bruno. So I'm gonna assume it's not from Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So it's a foreign
Yeah.
film nominated for Best Picture. That's,
Is
I
it
mean,
in
it has to
English?
be.
Uh-oh. Is it in English?
I don't
What?
know.
Oh, ba, 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 da,
I mean, do
ba.
you want
If
to
it ain't in
read?
English, we're
Do you
not.
want?
I'm not doing a.
It's in Portuguese, so you're gonna have to
No,
read.
no, no,
You're
no,
gonna have to read for 2 hours,
no.
Steve.
This is the Academy American Awards. You want to win a fucking a Bruno? Go over to Portugal and win a Bruno. These are the Oscars. Okay, named after an American, I think. Next up, we have Nickel Boys. Nickel Boys. I mean, again, no idea, zero knowledge of who's in the movie. Based on the title, I'm going to say these is about a group of friends who grew up during the Depression and all became something of themselves. And, you know, one of them went fucking haywire for a while. They had to rein him back in. Maybe one, you know, died and they all had to go to his funeral. But they remained friends throughout the years. Go.
Elwood Curtis's college dreams are shattered when he's sentenced to Nickel Academy, a brutal reformatory in the Jim Crow South. Clinging to his optimistic worldview, Elwood strikes up a friendship with Turner, a fellow black teen who dispenses fundamental tips for survival.
Wow. Look, kind of not, hey, friendship.
Hmm.
I had that right. So, um, this sounds tough. How long is this movie?
2 hours and 20 minutes, but it's
Ooh.
90% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Who's the stars of it? Who's
Uh,
this movie star? Do we have like Michael B. Jordan? So who are we talking about here?
No,
no, it looks like
no. Brandon Wilson,
yeah, two newer
Who?
actors.
Rainn Wilson?
Degrassi. No.
Man,
Rainn
I would
Wilson
watch it if Rainn Wilson
transformed
was playing one.
himself
Yes.
to play a black teen
Wow.
in this.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure that these two guys will be superheroes in a Marvel franchise in a couple years. They'll, these performances will
Uh,
catapult them to whatever it's going to
Right.
be next for them.
the one he's standing in front, it looks like he was the one was in Stranger Things, maybe.
The black kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah, the one who plays the lead, Elwood. Is he
Okay.
the lead in Stranger Things? I think he may have just been in it. I don't know.
Hey
The
man, you better
photo of
get
him
this
is at
right.
the
Otherwise,
premiere.
we're borderline
It's
racist here.
well, no, I'm Stranger Things event. So I'm wondering if he was like a smaller part
Okay. Well, maybe
in
they invited a
Stranger
couple
Things.
research it more later. No need to dig yourself into a hole right now.
Digging myself
Hours
into
and
a
20
hole.
minutes. I can maybe get through that.
2 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah.
And then probably five of that is credits. So really 2 hours and 15 of story time. Oh, the next up we have The Substance. I did see this movie. This is one, again, you go to, it's the Amelia Perez thing where you're like, this is a very strange concept. But, I, but what they did very smart is they wrapped it in with beautiful human beings that are completely naked the entire time. Okay. So Demi Moore gave an incredible performance as an aging, beautiful Hollywood starlet. You know, I'm sure a lot of it was internal. She's felt a lot of it, but she did a great job portraying it. And she looks phenomenal. And she was super vulnerable, completely naked, out there for the world to see. And then the younger version of her, I don't remember that girl's name, but she was great. So the
Uh,
concept,
Margot Qualley from uh, uh, Once Upon a Time
yeah,
in Hollywood.
yeah, she's super hot, very, very hot, and very good. And so together, it was like, I'm in. This was
And then
perfect.
how hot was Dennis Quaid? Because I've not seen it yet.
He's pretty gross. He's pretty gross, dude. But probably not far from like who's really running the whole. He's like
Mhm.
a Harvey Weinstein kind of guy in it.
89% on Rotten Tomatoes. And
You know what that is? That's like hate of like it's like, oh, just hot women running around. That's women hating women right there.
mhm.
If you line that movie up and you made 10 men watch that movie, 9 out of 10 of them are going to enjoy that movie, even if there was no sound on it. Trust
Mhm.
me, it's worth it that much. I'm talking about like and the story was cool, interesting, different. It wasn't just like, oh, my time's passed and there's a new chick taking over me. They did it in a fucking way I've never seen in my entire life before. Very strange without, ruining it, but I enjoyed it. It was Amelia Perez for dudes. Um, and then what else we got here?
Wicked.
Wicked. I did not see Wicked. Um, Look, I'm sure it's brilliant. I'm sure everyone, I mean, how could it not be? They picked the best people to do it. They got the best money, the best singers. What could be bad about the movie? I'm
And I
sure
think
it's
it was
brilliant.
the top grossing film of last year.
Yeah, it's the Kansas City Chiefs of this year's. It's like,
I
um,
didn't see the movie, but Cassie took me to the Pantages to see it years ago. And I'm not like a musical theater person, but it was a lot of fun. It was phenomenal. So I'm sure the movie's great.
yeah, I saw the stage production of it. I don't know, probably 10 years ago as well. And yeah, it's great. It's a great story. It's interesting. The sisters and stuff. It's well done. And in this environment with the people that make movies now and the ability for with technology, it's like it probably looks unbelievable.
Hmm.
And again, like I watched I feel like it's been in our lives. I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs for like over a year and a half. I feel like I've been hearing about Wicked for the last 4 years. So it
I
might have a
stand
little bit of
corrected. It was not the top grossing, unless it was considered 2025. No, it was fifth. It
no.
was fifth overall.
Wait for 2024. It was the
For
fifth grossing
2024, it was
movie.
the fifth highest grossing at 728 million.
Can I guess the other ones?
Go ahead.
Gladiator
No,
2. No. Dune
no,
2.
no.
What? What were the highest grossing movies? Oh,
I
Top Gun.
forgot. No, that was a couple years ago.
That was a Memorial Day last year. What were the movies last year?
Inside Out 2 was number one.
Oh fuck! I forgot about animated movies. Yes.
Deadpool and
Okay.
Wolverine was number two.
Okay.
Moana 2 was number three, and Despicable Me 4 was number four.
I don't have kids anymore, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I have kids still, but they're not like going to see those movies now. So I'm
Inside
not.
Out 2 as an animated sequel made like 1.7 billion. It
Inside
made
Out 1 was
Titanic
fucking
money.
awesome, dude. Inside Out 1 was fucking phenomenal.
It
So
gave
I'm
me
sure 2 was
anxiety
great.
because I forget
What?
things. I forget things and I don't want to forget things. And that whole movie is just about a little girl forgetting everything.
I know, but it also had to deal with it, Brendan. You got to listen to the rest of the story, dude. It's not
Yeah,
that
but
bad. You got to get over it. Anxiety's not real.
I got
I
a
mean, it's
wife who
real, but
remembers everything and gets mad that I
you can
forget
deal with
things.
it. What? Oh, I was going to tell you something else. Oh, no. That movie, oh man, $1.8 billion dollars.
Let me get the exact number.
Is it up for, it's got to be up for best animated.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
1.699. Let's call it
I feel like
1.7.
the first one was up for best movie. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be making that up. But look,
Yeah,
out of
so,
all these movies,
yeah, what are you picking?
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do the fucking thing that everyone. And again, I honestly, I swear to you, I've not looked at any odds. I have no idea. I don't really know what's been winning. I know like one category. I know Kieran Culkin's been kind of sweeping up the supporting category. Other than that, I don't know who. I'm honestly gonna go with The Brutalist because it's the longest fucking movie. Hollywood loves themselves, and what makes it more sense that they would just come all over themselves for the thing that lasts the longest. So I'm going to say The Brutalist wins
That makes a
the
lot of
Academy Award.
sense. There's no Hollywood love the
Plus, you got the
Academy.
Nazis.
The Academy loves two things, Nazis and slavery, and there's no
Yes.
slavery movies, so you got to go with the Holocaust one. So that would probably be the safe bet. I'm gonna go with and I've only seen the one. Um and Dune 2 is not gonna win Best Picture. I'm gonna go with The Substance.
Um, I mean, it's interesting. It's like a cool, weird movie.
And if The Substance
I
doesn't win, that's because I'm Still Here is gonna win because they're gonna be like, look at how cultured we are that we picked a foreign film in a different language.
oh yeah, like if they pick that I'm Still Here, it's like give me a break, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you. The best American movie was made in Portugal. Kill yourself, Hollywood.
Well, what
Burn to the
is
ground, dude. Burn to the ground.
It's gonna be
Um,
Nora.
Honora, you think?
Yeah, I get.
Why do you think Honora?
Um, just because the gambling odds I'm looking at right now.
Oh God, this guy
Do
has
you,
it.
do,
All right.
Do you know how many
do you want me to tell
nominees
you?
there are? I don't even remember what we said Honora was about because that was the first one we read.
It's the Russian
Oh,
prostitute
right,
who
right.
marries
Okay.
It's the
Yeah.
West Side Story. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
fucking the Romeo and Juliet story. It
Anastasia.
won't be with me. Yeah, Cinderella, whatever the fuck you said.
the odds for the
Um,
Brutalist are plus 650. The
that's not good.
Substance is 65 to 1. The
Nice.
worst odds are Nickel Boys Dune Part 2, and I'm Still Here at 80 to 1.
Yeah, because I mean, they know. You pick I'm Still Here. It's over. You've given up.
If
Oscar
Honora
does.
wins, though, that would be the first time that a comedy's won in a while, right?
It's a comedy?
Yeah, it's a
No, I don't think
comedy
it's a
romance.
comedy.
When I read the
Okay, that's
description,
what I said.
it
Yeah,
described it as a comedy romance. So yeah,
yeah.
let's pull for
Oh,
Honora. Let's get a comedy in there
who's
for
funny
once.
in this?
But you saw like the director, and it's not a funny director. You see, like Florida Project, it's the same guy. It's not a funny movie at all.
The guy's
Oh
got
my
range.
God. Funny comedy?
It's a
I
haha.
gotta see this. There's no way this is funny. Just reading the
Yeah.
description.
Find me the funny parts in Anora. Let's do lead actor.
Okay.
All right. This one's easy.
Yeah.
Or
Well,
there's two people that I think would win it.
yeah. It's Chalamet and Adrian Brody, right?
Yeah.
No love for Sebastian Stan doing a Donald Trump
He was
impression.
great. I did see that. I saw that movie. That was my favorite. I like that movie. I thought Jeremy
It's
Strong
I
was
just
probably the best performance I saw all
well,
year.
he's up for a supporting.
But he's going to lose to his friend Kieran Culkin. But anyway, I like Sebastian. To me, it would go. What I think would Brody's going to win. Chalamet's going to be close, and then it would be Sebastian Stan, Ray Fiennes, and then Coleman Domingo. Who the fuck is Domingo? Coleman Domingo. Good for you, dude.
Who is Coleman Domingo?
Sing Sing. Is that about the prison or about a?
Oh, he's in Fear the Walking Dead. I like this guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't watch that show.
he's a good
Okay,
actor.
sure he is. He's up for the best actor up for the year. So, all right. Well, I got Adrian Brody winning that piece by
Yeah.
a slim margin over Chalamet. Let's see. Actress. Let's do that one. Cynthia Erivo for Wicked. Carla Sofia Gasson for Emilia Perez.
Ugh.
That's the lead chick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
probably
she's
she
not.
probably would have won
Yup.
had
You're
not.
out.
Yeah.
Mikey Madison. Honora. Oh boy. Demi Moore, The Substance, and Fernanda Torres. Well, look, here's the deal. In any other year, Korea Sofia Gasson fucking would have won. But Demi Moore, in a very smart, cunning way, said, "This might be my last chance. I'm going to plant the story out there and find some tweets about this woman and re-release them out to the public." And then catapulted herself because look,
She wouldn't have done that. It would have been her
Cynthia
PR team.
Cynthia Arrivio was fantastic, but look, dude, you're playing a fucking a witch. Okay,
Mhm.
you got to sing. That's hard to do. The other two chicks are young. They'll have plenty of time. Mikey Madison and Fernanda Torres. You're going to be fine. You'll have plenty of time. Demi Moore, this is it, and she's winning the Academy Award. What do you think?
I mean,
I think that's
I can't
the
disagree
easiest
with
one.
that. Yeah.
It's going to come down between her and Mikey Madison, just like the best actor. But I think age and Hollywood likes an aging actress to
Mhm.
win an
Yeah.
award on a
Yep.
stage.
Let's do supporting actress in a role. Monica Barbaro for Complete Unknown. Ariana Grande for Wicked. Felicity Jones for The Brutalist. Isabella Rossellini for Conclave. And Zoe Saldana for Amelia Perez. Now, let me tell you something right now. They ain't letting this Amelia Perez go by without giving it an Academy Award. Okay? Netflix has paid for it. They played a king's ransom. It's about a drug lord who transitioned, and it's a musical. Someone is going to win an award, and it's going to be Zoe Saldana.
Those billboards are everywhere around the city, by the way. So they're
Isabella
definitely
Rossellini, I don't even remember
campaigning.
a woman in Conclave. There was one nun. I guess that was her, and she was fine. She had like two scenes. Felicity Jones, I'm sure is great in The Brutalist, and that's a fucking killer of a movie. Sure, she had 5 hours to try to impress people with her performance.
I mean,
Grande was
she should
great.
win just having to learn all those lines.
Yeah. Grande was great. But again, what are we doing here? We're singing and pretending you're a fucking witch.
Yeah.
And Monica Barbario, who was she in Complete Unknown? I don't know which one was she.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Was she?
I was wondering that too. Joan
Yeah,
Baez or
yeah, Joan Baez, right?
yes.
Yeah, she was back and forth. Yeah, she was fine,
Well,
but
she was
that's
in Top Gun
Chalamet's movie.
Maverick, which
Yeah, I
was
know. I'm sure she's great, but it
three
ain't. It
years
ain't. It,
ago.
it ain't this year. It's Zoe Saldana. Book
Hmm.
it. And then supporting actor in a role, we got Yura Borsigov for Honoria. Yura, sure he's great. Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. Ed Norton for A Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. Now, let me tell you, Kieran Culkin's going to win. He's won every fucking one so far, and he was great. But that movie was sort of it's good because it's like, wow, it's simple, it's easy, and it kept your attention the entire time. But he's good at that annoying. It's not very couple degrees of where what he does on what he did on on
Succession.
Succession.
Hmm.
So it's like it's not. Jeremy Strong is like sort of a Philip Seymour Hoffman, where you're like, is that Jeremy Strong? Like, who is that act? Oh, it's Jeremy Strong. Like he could. Roy Cohn is not. Now, as someone in college, I did a play called Angels in America. It's a big time play. It's like 3 hours long, and I played Roy Cohn. He's like one of the lead characters in it, the actual Roy. And so I've played this guy before. It ain't easy. Jeremy Strong did a fantastic job. Um, yeah, he looked different. I mean, he was brilliant. Same was Edward Norton. So, I mean, to me, if I'm voting, Jeremy Strong gave the best performance I saw all year. Ed Norton was fantastic as Seagrace has said before. So Kieran Culkin's up there, but it ain't the best, but he will win. What do you think?
Uh, I have not seen any of these films, so I don't know. But if he's winning all the awards, it seems like that will probably continue. If it isn't him though, I bet it goes to Ed Norton because he's
Yeah.
everyone loves Ed Norton.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Kieran Culkin. Do you guys want to do documentary? No, wait. Let's do international feature film because none of us have seen these, but we love to guess like
Let's see. Let me find
whose
that.
stripe is the worst. Here we go. From
I got it.
Brazil, I'm still here.
That's
Hello,
come on.
Brazil. How many
Yeah.
fucking categories you want to be in?
Yeah.
Denmark, the girl with the needle. Uh-oh, we got a
Ooh.
drug problem in Denmark. France, Amelia Perez? Fuck you. This isn't even an American movie. This is terrible. Germany, the seed of the sacred fig. I don't know what that's about. Poison, you think? They poison people? And Latvia, Flow.
Okay, so Flow
Flow.
is an animated film. I have not watched it yet, but it's on Max, I think. And I watched the trailer and it looks phenomenal. Like it looks very unique and different. So I do want to watch this movie.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. Oh, God. It's going to be either Amelia Perez or I'm Still Here because they're both in the fucking. No, neither one of them are going to win the other one. So they got to win one of these.
Hmm.
But I feel like I'm Still Here is so. I've never heard of this, and it's up for 2 awards. They're going to give it to that one. They're
Yeah, I
going to
mean
give it to I'm
it's
Still Here.
the highest rated on all the sites. So I would probably lean I'm Still Here as well.
God damn, I'm
Too
good
much
at this.
controversy with Amelia Perez.
Yep.
But I would encourage you to go watch the trailer for Flow. It'll probably draw you in and you go, what the fuck is this? And then you'll watch it and
I probably
it's probably great.
um,
I didn't know
will
Latvia made
not do that.
movies.
So
So this is exciting to watch a
I didn't
Latvian
know, and I
film.
still continue to not care that Latvia makes movies. We'll probably never watch Flow.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it and I'll tell you next week how great it was.
Okay. You guys pick a category now. You guys
Let's
choose.
do
Dealer's
original
choice.
score.
Can we read them?
Why do you love this one so much?
because I love movie
You love
scores.
the music. Okay, original score.
Alexandre Desplat just announced he's playing the Hollywood Bowl. I'm so fucking pumped. I've never seen him live.
Original
Music, original score.
The Brutalist is the favorite at plus
The
290.
Yeah.
Okay, the Brutalist,
And
Conclave.
the long shot is Wicked. It's 16 to 1.
I mean, how could that be the long shot? It's probably
Because
got the
this
best
is
music
Right.
in it.
no, this is not so the original song and original score are two different things. The score is just the kind of you're watching them talk and there's a little
Oh,
background music.
got it, got it.
So they'll win
Background
original
music.
song probably. If they have, do they have? They're not nominated. So never mind. They're not going to win original song. Um, but yeah, I haven't listened to any of these that are nominated, but I've heard the music and the substance. I've listened to that score. That's really good. I'm kind of disappointed that's not on the list. But I would say then probably Wicked could win. John Powell's been nominated before. John Powell's great. He did like How to Train Your Dragon. Um, I would say maybe. I mean, which of these films do you think the music is creating the most emotion? Maybe Conclave.
I mean, yeah, I don't really remember the music, like the strings and shit like that, and
Yeah.
violins.
So maybe
The
it's the
Brutalist seems like
Brutalist
the
for this
obvious
as
one because it's the
well.
longest. You got to
Yeah.
do the, it's like the
Yeah.
most work.
A lot
So
of
I mean,
violence. It's good.
Yeah,
this is all about creating the emotion of the scene. So if the Brutalist is really brutal, then Daniel Blumberg's probably going to win.
I'm going with Blumberg. I think Blumberg and the Brutalist because again, they're not going to win. I mean, Adrian Brody's going to win, and this will win, and
Mhm.
that's it. Let's do director. You guys want to do director?
Yeah.
Well, who do you think? Sorry, go ahead. Who do you think's going to win this one, Brenton? This is your fucking gay category you love.
That's not a gay category. These are highly
It's pretty
respected.
fucking.
These are highly respected artists who
I
now are
understand.
Yeah.
selling out the Hollywood Bowl consistently.
I'm happy for everyone involved, but it's
John
probably
Williams
the
is not gay.
fucking one I
By the
don't care
way,
about the most.
is his documentary, did that get any love at all? Because
Whose documentary?
music by John Williams, it's not nominated. So I wonder if it was because it came out this year or they just
Or was
don't.
bad?
It wasn't bad. No, 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 no.
Oh,
Oh, dude, that was like one of the best nights of my life. I went to the premiere
oh,
and the whole, so Ron Howard and Steven Spielberg introduced the film and it was the whole room was basically full of film composers. The Newmans were there. They were who all was there were so many fucking musicians. It was great. Like it was just
I've seen the
I
best of
met
John Williams
Thomas
at the
Newman.
Hollywood Bowl. I loved it.
I met Thomas Newman. It was like the best
Randy
night
Newman's
ever.
son?
They're cousins, but Thomas
Oh,
Newman,
cousin.
he did the score to American Beauty, Shawshank Redemption, 1917, Finding Nemo. Like he's amazing. So
Damn.
it was such a cool night. Yeah, I'm disappointed that that's not on there. But music by John Williams, it's on Disney Plus, I think. It's great. It's like 90 minutes long. It's not very long, and you just kind of see how he accidentally became the greatest film composer of all time.
Let's do directing.
Okay.
Honora, Sean Baker.
Mhm.
Just sounds like he might win.
Well,
The
they
Brutalist.
have to give it something, right?
Bradley, yeah. Bradley Corbet. Complete Unknown, James Mangold. Um, Amelia Perez.
I think it's going to be Jacques.
Jaquez.
I think it's going to be
What?
Jacques.
What the fuck, bro?
Hey, he didn't tweet anything. He just made a amazing movie for Hollywood.
Oh my God. I mean, it is weird and it is shot strange. I guess if you're going to look at it like that, it's shot like a fucking music
Having
video.
seen none of these,
The
it's got
substance too is also pretty cool too. Is Coriel a fag? I don't want to say it. What's Farget? I don't want to get this wrong. Farget?
Farget.
You know what I'm saying? Farget?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is she a chick? Coriali? Or
Yeah.
is that a
Yeah.
man?
It's a woman.
Ooh. That might be, that's a good movie. Strange, tough to shoot, a lot of weird angles, a lot of cool shots in that. And she's a lady. I know they don't normally like them, but when they nominate one, they usually try to not give it to her. but maybe they will this year. What do you
Well,
think?
why would you give it to her when you could give it to the Frenchman?
That's true, but enough, dude. That I mean, the writing's on the wall. If I had to pick between this to watching The Substance or Amelia Perez, I'm watching The Substance all goddamn day long. It's shot much better. I believe that Coriel Argat chick knows what she's doing. I'm going with Coriel Fargat. Coriali. Corali. What is her name? Corlelia?
Honestly,
Corlelia Faggot.
the Oscars would be so much more fun if
Say
they just had
Corley.
you read all the nominees.
The
You don't get to
Substance.
see any of the names ahead of
Correlia
time, and you just go up
Faggot.
there with the
Emilia
card, and it's
Perez.
written real tiny.
Yep. Jacques Arnold.
It's all wrong.
James Mangold.
Okay, you
Jew.
got that one right.
Bradley Corbett. Corbet. Sean Baker. Whitey. All right. Well, I told you I'm going with Cornelia Farget.
I'm going with
That's who I
Jacques.
think. Jacques. Well, you can take your French guy and shove it up your ass. What do you think,
Lucas,
Lucas?
Um, give me
you got the odds.
Corley too. I want Corley too.
Does she have the best odds?
Yes.
No, I mean the best odds is Sean Baker.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah, he's minus 210.
What else has he directed? Sean
He
Baker.
did. He did a Florida Project and
Oh, right. Red Rocket,
just like,
Tangerine, Takeout, Starlet.
but it's hard to believe Nora's a comedy. I have to see this
Yeah.
film.
Graduated from NYU, Tisch School of the Arts.
Oh boy. I almost got into that school. I almost applied. And my dad was like, no fucking way you're going to that school for $50,000 a year. At that time, this was like 20, 30 years ago. He's like, you want to be an actor? And I got to pay $50,000 for you to try? No, thank you. You go to fucking state school. But I'm sure he did great at NYU. I'm going with Corey. Take it. Take it, book it. What are her odds, by the way?
29 to
Put some money on
1.
it.
She's tied
I
for
love
the
that.
she's tied for the worst odds with James Mangold.
Great. Give it to me.
Gladiator 2 is only nominated, it looks like, for one thing.
What is
Yeah,
it?
Costume.
costume design.
Pretty good costumes though.
Yeah. So maybe look at that. I didn't hate that film. I didn't like that
What's another
Hans Zimmer
fun
didn't
one?
do the music.
Oh, let's do documentary feature because again, we can do like which one's the worst strife. Oh my God. Black Box Diaries. And Shiori Ito, Eric Niari. Then we got No Other Land. Based, what's her name? Basil? Oh, Basil. Adra. No Other Land. That sounds depressing as fuck.
Oh
you like
boy.
no,
Well,
we have no
do
other
you want to go
choices.
through these? You want me to give you the two-line
All
descriptions?
right, Black Box Diaries is about, hold on, let me guess. It's about the government suppressing information about plane crashes.
No,
Go.
it's so much worse.
What is it?
Journalist Shirori Ito conducts an investigation into her own sexual assault, aiming to bring the prominent perpetrator to justice. Her pursuit
Oh
evolves
God.
into a significant legal case revealing the antiquated judicial and societal
Antiquated, you
antiquated,
fucking
sorry.
idiot.
And so you've been mispronouncing names this whole podcast. Give me a break.
Those
And
are people's
societal
names. I don't know
frameworks
how you
in
pronounce.
Japan. It's a
Oh my God.
98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, it's like a misery cum fest.
Yeah.
That's a tough one straight out the box. Then we got No Other Land. People have been displaced, war-torn areas, correct?
This film's made by a Palestinian-Israeli collective.
Oh, yes.
It shows the destruction of the occupied West Banks by Israeli soldiers and the alliance which develops between the Palestinian activist Basil and Israeli journalist Yuval.
So we got
is
sexual assault versus
100% on Rotten
displaced
Tomatoes.
Palestine. Oh my God. There is nothing wrong with this movie.
Except everything that is happening in the film.
Oh my God. This is tough. This is the toughest category of the night. They should
Yeah.
do this one last. Then we have Porcelain War. That is about three girls who go on a spring break trip to Florida and OD on fentanyl as they try to each throw up into the bathroom, into the toilet. Porcelain War.
This is a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's Ukrainian artists Slava, Anya, and Andrei choose to stay behind and find beauty amid the destruction. They show it may be easy to make people afraid, but it is difficult to destroy their passion for living. So it's
Wow.
about the Russian. Well, I mean, our stance is now that that Ukraine started the war and Russia was in defense. So we have to
Yeah, it's like you should
look at
never have
this through a
started that
different
war that you didn't
lens.
start.
Yeah, you
That's a
made us
tough one. We
invade.
got Ukrainian war. Now we have Ukrainian war, sexual assault, and displaced Palestinians. Those are our three contenders right now.
Mhm.
Soundtrack to a coup d'etat. Now, notice I didn't say coup d'etat, idiot, Brenton.
I didn't
I know
say.
it's coup d'etat.
Okay.
That is about the Haitian people trying to escape a coup d'etat in Port-au-Prince. Go.
So 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's let's see, it's about the Cold War episode that led to American musicians Abbey Lincoln and Max Roach to crash the UN Security Council in protest against the murder of Congolese leader Patrice Lumumba.
Whoa. So we have hippy dippies trying to fucking take over the government in favor of oppressed black people. That another very difficult entry into the category.
It made $382,000 at the box office.
In Bitcoin or in real money?
In real money.
I never even heard. And last but not least, we have sugarcane, which is the strife of the people that make the cocaine down and wherever they make cocaine, that they never get the goods and they're never reaping the benefits of all the work they do. Go.
Am I reading this correctly?
Hopefully not.
Maybe there's
Probably not.
maybe there's multiple sugar canes.
I got one sugarcane.
Okay, sugarcane follows an investigation launched in 2021 into the long circulated, long denied rumors of physical and sexual abuse at St. Joseph Mission near Williams Lake, British Columbia, a Catholic-run indigenous boarding school that operated until 1981. Your description was so far off, it threw me on the actual description of this film that I was like, this can't be right.
I'm telling you, man, what I think, but look, sometimes you're right,
So
sometimes you're wrong. But let me tell you this right now.
There are two
We've got
sexual assault and three
institutionally sexual assault stories, a displaced Palestinian. We got what are the other ones we got? Hold on.
You got two war films.
Oh, we got the Ukrainian war. And then what's that soundtrack to a coup d'etat? What's that one about again?
That's the musicians that go to the UN and protest the murder.
And a hippy dippy trying to get out.
This is all making music by John Williams sound much better. If you want to feel good about life and feel good and find some positive in the world, watch music by John Williams. Should have won all the Oscars. He's already won all the Oscars because he's a genius.
I'm going to say this. Nobody really wants to get involved with the Palestinian-Israel thing. Black Pox Diaries is going to be tough, but the two sexual assault things they're going to knock each other out. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The soundtrack to the coup d'etat thing sounds interesting, but guess what? No one really cares about the hippy dippies. I think this year's winner is the Porcelain War about the Ukraine because people still want this they still come over the Ukraine.
We're talking about Hollywood. So now President Trump has spoken out against sending money to Ukraine and siding with Russia. And now you have all these Hollywood elites that are like, this is how we get back at him this time. This is what we can do. Let's prop up this pro-Ukrainian film. So yeah,
I love it.
Probably will take the day.
I love it.
Should be music by John Williams.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've made good cases for all our bets and what we think is going to happen.
Oh, do you want to do
just based on our inside knowledge?
Let's do best animated, and then we can close it out.
I won't be watching any of these, by the way. Just
Why?
in case anyone.
Inside Out 2?
I might watch Inside Out too. I mean, I won't be watching the Academy Awards because I will be in Houston, Texas. Doing what? Well, my son's got a tremendous baseball tournament to go to, but also I will be there because at the beginning of this tournament, they're having a celebrity softball game, and I will be competing in that celebrity softball game. Friday night, I'm taking over Houston, Texas. I've today I already hit balls off the tee. I did some wind sprints, some 90-foot wind sprints to make sure I don't pull a hammy on the way to first base. But you know what? When you hit a ball over the fence, you can jog. I already told my son that I expect and am aiming to be the MVP, even though I am one of the very few non-professional athletes in this thing. There's probably 4 or 5
Lucas,
people
what
that
are the odds?
still currently take steroids that are on the one of the two teams. So
10 million to 1, Steve Ranazizi MVP.
okay, you could put it in as a long shot, dude. But guess what? I'm putting $1 on myself.
I'll take the
I'll tell you that right
steroided
now.
up pro athlete who played professional baseball.
That might happen, but you never know. Sometimes, every dog has his day, and maybe it's the big lefty's fucking turn today. Maybe it's my turn. Maybe it's my turn to turn it out. Maybe when you put the lights on in front of 9,000 people in a minor league AAA baseball stadium, maybe it's my time to shine. Maybe people go, "Oh man, that guy threw that guy out of third base from right field. Who is that? That's Steve Renazizi. That lefty? Has he had any
Do you
surgeries?
think
Let's look him up. No
what?
elbow surgeries. Let's
Hang
see how he
on.
throws.
I want to ask
Then
a
I'm throwing
question.
82-mile-an-hour sliders, and I'm back in the fucking show.
So I'm very curious. Have you ever performed stand up in front of 9,000 people?
Yes,
So do you think
a
you
couple. I
won't
did
be
the oddball.
phased? You won't be phased at
No,
all?
no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I think that's when I become my best. When the lights are on and when the ball is coming towards me and I just sit there and I just go, boom, and I just blast
Yeah,
one over the fence.
you used to crush. We all played on the Comedy Store softball team. You used to crush. You were great, but also that was
Well, we'll see
15
what
years ago.
happens. That was
So
15 years ago. I mean, again, I took my cleats out the other day and I saw them. They look like Ty Cobb wore them last year. Like they look like cleats from the 1930s. They're covered in dirt. Like to put them on my foot, they're like hard as rocks. They're like
Mhm.
cinder blocks. That's how I think the last time I wore them, I literally was running to first base in like colder, wet, damp weather, like mud. And I pulled my hamstring so bad that I just got to first base, ripped my shoes off, and threw them into the fence, and then just picked them up and threw them into the back of my car. And that mud is still on those cleats right now. Question is, do I get a new pair of cleats to bring to this thing to kind of show off and show out? Or do I bring these and I say, like, and I kind of like lay it down like this guy's a gamer, like this guy doesn't fuck around. Like this guy is holy shit. Look at his cleats. Like he plays. Which one would you do?
I would do the latter.
You would keep the old ones and just go
Yeah.
put them on. Yeah, yeah.
Because then if you show up with all this new expensive stuff, you look like an asshole, especially if you strike
Exactly.
out. Just
Yeah.
wear the old
Well,
stuff. You're there to have fun. You play all the time. You're a regular. You respect the game.
let's yeah, that's the way I'm gonna go about it. I'm a regular
Uh,
and I respect the game.
my brother who texts us every person that died, he texts the family thread every single person that dies. He just texted, I told them off the air before the episode, Michelle Trachtenberg, he messaged, but now he's saying a child has died in Texas of the measles.
Bro, what is your brother like? One of those
I don't
doomsday
know.
people
He
who just
just
sits on the
stays
internet?
on the internet and sends me even they're not even celebrities anymore. I mean, that's sad, but
Yeah, no,
also
this is just
Steve,
a child dies.
make sure you're vaccinated because they're dying of measles in Texas again.
A child died just the other day. Fucking measles took him
And
away.
ladies and gentlemen, we have our 2025 Best Documentary Award winner. Hasn't been made yet, but here it is.
What is it?
Measles in
Child dies of
Texas.
measles. Measles in Texas. The kid. Yep.
They'll come up with some unvaccinated pun and do a whole doc on, I guess it's a whole region of Texas. They just like stop vaccinating their kids, and miraculously, all of these kids now have measles. So go figure.
Well, hopefully one of these movies will cheer up the kids that are at the funeral. Let's do best animated movie for this year.
The Latvian powerhouse known as Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot, which this is another one we watched like 7 minutes of it, and then the baby took over. It looked fun.
My wife hated it. She went with my niece to see The Wild Robot, and she
Mm.
fucking hated it. She said it sucked. I'm gonna go with Inside Out 2. It's made the most
Yeah.
money. If it was as good as the first one, it should wipe the floor with the rest of these. Your stupid flow movie, I'm never gonna watch.
Oh,
Memoir of
come
a
on.
Snail sounds boring as fuck. Wallace and Gromit, I like Wallace and Gromit. So I'm
Inside
gonna
Out
go with
2 will
Inside
probably
Out.
win. It's they have so much money they can campaign, they can do whatever. It made the most money. It deserves, I think whatever movie makes the most money in a year deserves to win something, because isn't that the spirit
Sure,
of the awards? That should be a thing.
absolutely.
You make the most money, you get a big trophy that says I
Yeah,
made the
like,
most
hey
money.
guys, we voted this fuck. We
People
love this
liked it the
movie.
most.
We
The
voted
the
with our money.
people, the people you made it for liked it the most.
Yeah. And you guys liked it because you nominated. So, like, let's fucking put it together here.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2 takes it down. But they'll never do that. They're like, we know better than you. We know it's fucking
Blow.
blow.
I wouldn't be upset.
Stupid.
That trailer got me.
Enjoy your Academy Awards. I think it'll go great. I think Conan will do a great job. He's got great writers and he's so fucking quick. So, um, yeah. What are the odds that Pope dies before Sunday? I say 80%.
Well,
So,
as a non-Catholic, I wasn't aware he was sick.
no, he's
So
he's really sick. Yeah,
that's too
it's
bad.
bad news bears. But yeah, I think the Academy Awards are going to be a real bright spot this weekend, even though no one really cares. But people will watch because of Conan. I think
I'm
everything else is
watching
like,
just because of Conan.
yeah.
Will I watch the whole
Uh,
thing? I don't know.
no,
But
I'm gonna
definitely
watch
his opening monologue I want to see.
Yeah, like I want to the speeches they got to cut. Like they really need to do like a good job of just turning off the mics and moving away and making it less awkward. Um, but someone will make it awkward with their fucking speech. Someone will make a real stink.
Well,
Um,
whoever wins best documentary is going to have a hell of a speech.
oh, I bet you if that fucking Amelia Perez director wins, he's gonna have a lot to say. He's gonna shit on Homegirl. He's gonna prop up the movie, say
Will he
how
speak in English
everything.
or French?
It'll be back and forth, back and and let me tell you, it'd be back. He's when he gets angry, it's gonna go straight to French, but he's got a point to make. Um, all that shit, I can't. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about it. So, good luck. Enjoy. I'll be out there catching fly balls and winning MVPs, bitches. Oh God, my stats are gonna be huge. I'll let you guys know how I do.
Okay.
That's it. You guys have anything else you want to add?
No, I'm just
No.
fighting to get sleep.
Yeah, dude. Good luck. I mean, again, no one's nice to each other at 2 o'clock in the morning when the baby won't sleep. So do the best you can do, bro. Watch a movie, bounce to the ball. I told you, get an exercise ball. You can sit down, but the movement, you can go up and down the rocking without having to stand up,
Hmm.
or just bring it over to Lucas's and go to sleep on his couch for a little bit. He's up late.
Yeah. Yeah,
He'll
Lucas, can
hang.
you watch my baby?
Sure. Look at that. That's the podcast for this week, guys. Enjoy your Oscar weekend. I hope all your bets come true and your dreams and your wishes. And that's it for us. We'll see you guys when we see you next. Later.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm Steve Renazizi.